Good evening, 6:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, January 24th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. As I came out in an update a few hours ago, talked about how we're having the bearish crosses forming in the 30-minute time frame, and I talked about how even when we make that first move down, it's not necessarily going to break this pattern. Nothing's changed as of yet, but I had that circled. I talked about how the total crypto market cap Bitcoin had formed a bearish cross already in the 30-minute, and XRP was forming it. And I even put that as my title. I put all three of them so that you guys could see. The only reason I'm showing this is because I want to show I did a silver stacking update, episode 2, and only 129 people have watched so far. But if you're one of the 129 people, I showed you how to buy. And I also showed a little trick, how I've got 20 ounces of silver where it cost me $501.98 instead of the $603 that it's asking for on most of the site. You got to find little bargains that you can find when they give you deals on the spot price. So it came out to $250.99. Just watch that video. I encourage you, and it teaches you how to silver stack the proper variations of silver, what to buy and what not to buy, and so on. But that update was very important. I encourage you to go back to it from 5 hours ago. I put this as my a fifth update of the day, fourth about crypto, because I knew it was going to be a spicy day today. And if you've noticed in my repertoire, I've only been doing 2 updates a day. Now you ask yourself all of a sudden, why today did I do so many? It was imperative. Today was a day where things were going to happen. And I knew a lot of people wrote some stuff up and they might want to do what they had to do. So right now, what's going on with XRP? Well, first we'll go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin continuously is getting rejected right now by this downtrending resistance, but by no means is this pattern over. Like I showed in the update, if you watch it, when I was talking about the bearish cross that had just started forming on XRP and the one in Bitcoin that had just formed, I circled this area for everybody because that's where it was starting. It had just started. And we talked about how this downtrending resistance, it's been interacting in a negative fashion. It's from October of 2021. And for all intents and purposes, we've made the move we need to make. What I'm watching for is if somehow this is forming just another layer up, and we'll know, like I said, in a matter of a few candles here, how far it pulls down. Right now, key, we're still hanging on to the 200-day, and that's what I was talking about in the earlier update. I encourage you to watch it. So if it comes up here, maybe it would form a taller head up into here, or possibly into here, and we don't know if it could ultimately get up into 28K. I find it harder to believe. But I don't find it so hard to believe that it could do something like that and then right back down. The other thing that we have to acknowledge is this is a trend line from 2021 in October. It's reversing, and if it pulls down, that absolutely could be a head and shoulders formation playing out right now. So we have to pay attention. The key right now for Bitcoin is we need to lose the 200-day at around 22,800 area and then go from there. But until we lose the 20,965 and ultimately the 20,413, Bitcoin, to me, even if it did something like this, it could be a massive fake out and pull over still. I would like to see Bitcoin get rejected here and break down and get rejected at this 20,400 approximately level, just so I can verify a head and shoulders on the right shoulder getting rejected. Now, if we go into XRP, it's at 4055. It's reversed 4.23% on the day, but it's actually greater than that because we were sitting at around 40. Well, when I came out and showed the update where I circled it, Bitcoin was hovering right around this level. Let's see real quick. Because these are just these quick flushes that even if it's not anything major, like here's a 4.5%, but by the time it gets down here, and we talked about how it might just have to come down here, even if the pattern's bullish, to come back down to this 392 level, which would be about a 7.4% flush. The importance of that is anybody on leverage, that can quickly liquidate you unless you're in a position that's already been going from short farther down. But if you're on a 20x right there, let's say you have a 500% gain, that drop right there, if you're going to sell it because you're afraid it's going to keep going down, that drop on a 20x, instead of it being like a 7%, I mean, you're talking 140% of your gains are gone. So if you're up 500%, now you're up 360. Nothing wrong with that. But these are those quick moves. And now it's one of those things, we're coming down so heavy that we zoomed right past the 412. The importance of the 412 in the 30-minute is that's the 200-day support. Now if it comes up and uses this area as resistance, all the way up to 4167 is where I'd be marking it. So now you're in a position where for XRP, you've gone from being on this extreme good side, which until you break down from here, you're still doing good. And ultimately, until you break the 371, it's not going to really change this pattern direction until you broke down like that. But right now, what we're starting to do is now you're going to want to come up here in some fashion around that area in here. And you're going to want to pass this up. So even if we come down here, you're going to want to break this. Otherwise, you have the possibility of doing something like that. So it's in your best interest to get back up here and then ride up here so you don't create some kind of topping reversal pattern. So that's how I'd be looking at this. Now you've made a break-even point here in the middle, which we can determine however we want. But I kind of like that 417. We could say 4178 approximately to try to push past that left shoulder and see if it did one of these, and then could create some kind of a topping reversal. But until we break this, especially this downtrending resistance that is being used as support in that ascending triangle, you pretty much can't do anything. So you're going to have to break that 391 level. You really are. So watch the 391. If that breaks and you fall back within here, that's never a good sign because then you'll probably just break down. So we got to watch very carefully to see if this forms an M, if it forms a topping reversal. But as of right now, this is kind of just like a liquidity flush. And unless we break these key levels that I've shown, it would be all for nothing. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Please hit that like button. Share this far and wide on social media. And I encourage you to hit that subscribe button. I'm here in the most pivotal moments. I give you my interpretation of the charts, nobody else's. And after all, you're here to hear what I have to say. Also, if you want to join me on BITGET, Maxi, or UPHOLD, I encourage you on UPHOLD so that you can use the XRP card. You use their card, it's a MasterCard, and you get paid for every purchase an XRP reward, 3%. And I've already taken advantage of that for the last 6 months in the tune of almost $600 worth of XRP. So take advantage of that, especially when the prices are cheap. You can only imagine how far that can go when the price was under 40 cents the whole time. So just pay attention. There's many things out there. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And let me know in the comments what you think.